Good day, family, and all praise to our Father, the Almighty Creator. The enemy have brought out one of their small G's to try to stop our Almighty Creator's wrath and destruction, the same G that our ancestors worshipped. Being the 400 years are up, and the Almighty Creator is now judging the heathen nations, the enemies have brought out one of their small G's. The Almighty is beating them down unlike anything experienced in their recorded history. The Almighty will do new things. Will you not know it's Him? We now have hurricanes that stop in one spot for 48 hours. While it was stopped, and this is Dorian, inside of the hurricane were tornadoes that were destroying everything in sight. Witnesses said they'd never seen anything like it and that it was a biblical event. I could go on and on with weather, but let's read some scripture about their small G I'm talking about, then we'll go to the articles. Leviticus 18:21. And thou shalt not give any of thy seed to set them apart to M, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy Redeemer. I am the Almighty. Leviticus 20:2-5. Moreover, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth of his seed unto him, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. I also will set my face against that man, and will cut him off from among his people, because he hath given of his seed unto him, to defile my sanctuary, and to profane my holy name. And if the people of the land do at all hide their eyes from that man, when he giveth of his seed unto him, and put him not to death, then I will set my face against that man, and against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go astray after him, to go astray after him from among their people. M. M is the biblical name of a Canaanite god, associated with child sacrifice through fire or war. Rabbinical tradition depicted M as a bronze statue heated with fire into which the victims were thrown. This has been associated with reports by Greco-Roman authors on the child sacrifices in Carthage to be Haman. Okay. B. Haman was the chief G of Carthage. He was a weather G considered responsible for the fertility of vegetation and esteemed as king of the G's. He was depicted as a bearded older man with curling ram's horns. This is what it looked like, supposedly, as far as the M that we would throw our children into. The statue of ancient G of child sacrifice put on display in Rome, November 6th, this year. A reconstruction of a pagan idol who demanded child sacrifice was stationed at the entrance of Rome's Colosseum as part of a secular historical exhibition. They're just getting all of them together. More power. The statue of M, worshipped by both Canaanites and the Phoenicians, is part of an exhibit dedicated to ancient Rome's once great rival, the city of Carthage. The large-scale exhibition titled Carthago, the Immortal Myth, runs until March 29th, 2020. And there he is in front of the entrance to the Colosseum. I'm going to skip around here. The statue of M was erected 9 days prior to the opening of the Amazon Synod. which was plagued with controversy from the beginning after a ceremony in the Vatican Gardens involving the pagan G Pachamama was held in the presence of Pope Francis and his top-ranking prelates. In the ceremony, participants prostrated themselves, they laid themselves down or bowed down before wooden statuettes of the fertility G indigenous to South America. I'll show you this G they're talking about. This right here is the pagan god that the pale natives worship today. Question is, where'd they get it from? But let's get back to the article. Some Catholics are distressed that the pagan GM has been erected at the entrance to the Colosseum, which is one of many amphitheaters where Christians were tortured and executed for the entertainment of the pagan crowds. We were so excited the day we decided to go to the Colosseum, Alexandra Clark told whatever. She and her sister Tiffany were looking forward to visiting the site of Christian martyrdom. But the moment we got there, the sight that greeted us was horrifying. Standing guard over the entrance was the colossal pagan statue of M. It was placed in that prime spot so that everyone that entered into the Colosseum had to pass it. She continued. Clark saw a connection between the idol of M and the Pachamama images that featured so prominently at the recently concluded Amazon Synod. Both of these evil pagan idols required child sacrifices, and both of them came to Rome at about the same time as the Synod. So, let's go back here. They're bringing out their G's, but here's some good news. Jeremiah 32, 35 through 38. And they built the high places of B, which are in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to set apart their sons and their daughters unto M, which I commanded them not, neither came it into my mind, that they should do this abomination, to cause Yehudah to sin. And now, therefore, thus saith the Almighty Creator, the Redeemer of Israel, concerning this city, whereof ye say, it is given into the hand of the king of Babylon by the sword, and by the famine, and by the pestilence. Behold, I will gather them out of all the countries, whither I have driven them in my anger, and in my fury, and in great wrath. And I will bring them back unto this place, and I will cause them, us, to dwell safely. And they, us, shall be my people, and I will be their Almighty Creator. And I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their children after them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, hasn't happened yet, that I will not turn away from them to do them good, and I will put my fear in their hearts, and they shall not depart from me. That right there is future prophecy. It hasn't happened yet. And what I just read was future prophecy. It hasn't happened yet. Family, ask your Almighty Creator why they decided to put the statue of M out now. You, family, have a direct connection to your Most High Creator. Talk to Him and use it. Here's proof through Scripture. Jeremiah 29, 12 through 14. And ye shall call upon me, and go, and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. Who? Us. And ye shall seek me, and find me, and ye, us, shall search for me with all your heart. and I will be found of you. Praise the Almighty. Saith the Almighty, and I will turn your captivity and gather you from all the nations, from all the places whither I have driven you, saith the Almighty, and I will bring you back, us, back to our land, unto the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive. In that scripture, the Almighty just told you, his children, something extremely important. Tap into your connection to the Almighty Creator and ask him why they are now displaying the statue of him. You family, his children, have this connection. Use it. Here are the people that have that connection. Jeremiah 16:12 through 13. 12. And ye sinned worse than your fathers, for behold, ye walk every one after the lust of your own evil heart, so as not to hearken to me. Therefore I will cast you off from this good land, we got evicted out of our land, into a land which neither ye nor your fathers have known, and ye shall serve their other small g's, who shall have no mercy upon you. If you came here on ships and are a descendant of slavery, then you have this connection, this gift from the Almighty, your Father. Remember, family, the Almighty hears our prayers and has turned his eye back towards his children that fear him. Psalms 33:18 through 22. Behold, the eye of the Almighty Creator is towards them that fear him, toward them that wait for his mercy, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul hath waited for the Almighty. He is our help and our shield. For in him doth our heart rejoice, because we have trusted in his holy name. Take a look at the weather and plagues around the world. We now have Category 3 bombogenesis snow hurricanes, all-time record temps, high and low, record snow, record hail, record rains, record flooding, and record animal deaths. And it goes on and on. He, our Father, is putting in work for you, his children, the descendants of slavery. He's judging the nations. Since they aren't going to let us go, per scripture, they are doing the only thing they can, bringing out their small g's. As always, family, fear your Almighty Creator, like he tells you to. Separate from the enemy, like he tells you to. Don't participate in their pagan holidays, like he tells you not to do, and endure and watch your Father dish out judgment on our enemies in all of their occupied lands. Have a beautiful day, family. Fear your Creator.